Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney, and I'm the Managing Director of Integrity Legal, headquartered here in Bangkok, Thailand. This video is designed to briefly discuss notary issues and legalization issues of documents here in Thailand. Documents being from both a Thai standpoint as well as a foreign standpoint. For documents being notarized or legalized for matters rising outside of Thailand, I'm going to keep this video more specifically aimed at the United States jurisdictional issues or United States issues, mostly because most of my personal experience comes from dealing with these matters in that context. So very quickly, let me just do a brief overview regarding notaries. So there's essentially two types of notaries that can be gained if you're an American citizen here in Thailand. And the major issue with respect to notarization, other citizens of other countries can get things notarized here in Thailand as well, but I'm sort of looking at this from an international, sort of bilateral context between Thailand and the United States. An American citizen looking to get something notarized here in Thailand first needs to ascertain the purpose for which the notary needs to be undertaken. So what I mean to say is, if it's a document that's going to be used for government purposes back in the United States, for example, something that's going to come before a government official in the U.S., it may be wise to go ahead and get the document or documents notarized by the U.S. Embassy here in Bangkok, Thailand, or possibly in Chiang Mai if the circumstances warrant. The reason I say this is because, yes, Thai notaries, there are Thai notaries, and I'll get into those in a minute, and they are accepted, notarizations by Thai notaries are accepted abroad. But that being said, from the standpoint of not having any issues with ascertaining the legitimacy or the ascertaining the credentials of the notary who happens to be a Thai notary, it might be easier, depending on the circumstances. If it's a document to be used by the U.S. government, obtaining a notarization from the U.S. Embassy here in Bangkok might be the best course of action. That being said, when dealing with private entities, banks, for example, other private, again, contracts, those sorts of things, Thai notary is perfectly acceptable. Again, they're generally accepted abroad. There may be some requirements depending on the jurisdiction with respect to authentication of the notary. Or some sort of apostille matter. But with respect to most things that have ever come up in my experience when dealing with matters at least arising in the United States or Thailand, either a Thai or U.S. notary was usually useful. By U.S. notary, I mean notarized at the embassy, was usually useful and basically got the job done in those situations. And depending on, again, every case is unique, but depending on the given set of circumstances, a U.S. notary may be better, or a Thai notary may be better, and depending on costs and things like that. With respect to obtaining a notary for the United States, a notarization by the U.S. Embassy, a consular officer attached thereto, one needs to go ahead and contact American Citizen Services at the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok or the U.S. Consulate in Chiang Mai if circumstances warrant that. Basically, one needs to make an appointment to visit ACS and get their document notarized. Another issue that, let's talk real briefly regarding Thai notaries. Again, Thai attorneys can be qualified as notaries here in Thailand. It's my understanding it's a fairly new, and by fairly new, it's not decades old, the position of notary or the title of notary and the function of notary, but it has existed for some time now. But yes, a Thai attorney may also be qualified as a notarial attorney who can witness signatures, etc. Basically, if notarized in Thailand, that document is good as far as it goes from a notarization standpoint here in Thailand. When used abroad, it may depend on the given jurisdiction with respect to authentication of the notarization, but generally speaking, it's been my experience that most private organizations and individuals accept Thai notarization at face value. Another thing to think about with respect to notarization, well, maybe not notarization, another thing to think about with respect to documentation is the issue of legalization. And this is something that often comes up in the context of notarization, as sometimes people get the two actually even confused. There is a legalization division of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that basically will go ahead and legalize translations of Thai documents, or in some cases foreign documents translated into Thai. Oftentimes a legalized translation is necessary for things like foreign registration of a Thai marriage in a foreign jurisdiction. There may also be the requirement that a legalized translated Thai birth certificate exist for, say, immigration matters in some context, or if you have a foreign national born here in Thailand, they're going to be issued a Thai birth certificate, but that birth certificate is going to be issued in the Thai language. So one may probably want to go ahead and get a legalized translation of that Thai birth certificate. To be clear, there's another video on this blog with respect to, or video on this channel with respect to what are called consular reports of birth abroad. Consular reports of birth abroad issued by the United States Embassy here in Bangkok, Thailand, are not the same thing as a Thai birth certificate issued here in Thailand. If an American is born in Thailand, they're going to be issued a Thai birth certificate at birth, which is probably wise to go ahead and get that document translated and legalized. And then after they're issued their initial birth certificate, if they have an American citizen parent or parents who wish to go ahead and register their child with the embassy, they need to go ahead and make an appointment for a consular report of birth abroad, which is basically a U.S. birth certificate, but these are two separate documents. Back to the issue of legalization. With respect to legalization, there are going to be some governments that strictly require virtually any document that's a government document from Thailand receive a legalized translation. There are some governments that aren't as strict about that. It's going to depend, again, on the situation. It should also be noted that with respect to English and Thai documents, translation and legalization is usually a fairly straightforward thing. Again, it requires specific legalization by officers at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Legalization Division. But it should be noted that third country languages, example, basically anything that's not English or Thai, that could pose a problem, or maybe not a problem I should say, but could pose more logistical issues with respect to having it translated probably from whatever the other language is over into English, and then having that English translated into Thai, and then having it legalized. Again, that's going to be situation dependent, but with respect to legalization of documents issued here in Thailand, the English to Thai, Thai to English documents tend to be about the most straightforward type of transition you'll see in those kind of matters. With respect to notarizations, again, private attorneys here in Thailand who are qualified as notarial attorneys can provide such matters. If you're looking for a notarization from a U.S. government official, it's possible to get such a notarization from American Citizen Services at the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok. It's my understanding that virtually all, or most, or many of the consulates and embassies here in Bangkok are actually they actually are able to issue some form of a notarization, or at least an authentication of a signature or something that's going to be good back in their home country. Again, those who are interested in the specifics of notarizations from an embassy other than, say, the United States, I strongly advise those individuals to go ahead and look at the websites of the various embassies concerned to find out more information about those issues. Finally, with respect to legalization, again, basically we're talking about Thai documents being translated into English and legalized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In matters involving third languages other than English and Thai, there could be some extra logistical issues to deal with in those cases, and there may be some requirements for those who are applying for things like PR in Thailand or nationality, that certain documents issued abroad receive legalization from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Again, that's situation dependent. It's going to depend on the specific facts in a given case.